Nate. Hello. I'm Nate. Playing more Danganronpa 2 because I want to beat it before the third one comes out, and here I am. In the last installment, you realized that this shit was glitchy, and it's glitchy on purpose, and I hit the wrong button. And, oops, sorry, yes. Yes. Now where can I go? Because every time I explore, another room becomes unlocked. So I want to make sure that, yep, now the biolab's open. So every time I go, like, back to the hub and explore everything in a room, it, like, mixes a whole bunch of other shit around, and a new book is revealed on the floor. What the hell's with this room? It's freaking cold in here. It's like I'm in a freezer or something. If I stand still, I might end up freezing to death. I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already. Okay, we got tarps. I want to investigate the tarps like old times. This looks like a plastic tarp. Why is it left out like this? Clean up after yourselves, will ya? Okay. Yeah. I guess I can investigate the fridges too. I'll investigate the body refrigerators. I've seen this in movies before. It's a refrigerator for preserving dead bodies. At least that's what it looks like. But that's not possible, right? Keeping dead bodies in a high school biolab isn't something you should joke about. It just feels so forced. The idea should have been canceled during development or something. Yeah, I get your funnies. You're making fun of yourself. What am I thinking? Okay. Book. To the book, to the book, to the book, book. What the hell's with that face? There's another manga just lying around here. This time the title is Manga for Morons, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Cool, let's read it. I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, huh? Just what was the incident really all about? It might turn out to be something lame. Let's read this creepy book. I flipped through the pages of the manga, and I hoped I was right. Let's look at that cover art, everybody. She's like, ah! Oh my freaking, whoa. Look at the background, it's all twirly. A story about a creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. An incident known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. This is drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself is grotesque. Anyway, the beginning of this creepy manga starts off with this sentence. The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was simply the trigger. Triggered! At first the uprising was by the Reserve Corps students that triggered the tragedy of Hope's Peak. It was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. The movement started spreading all over the internet, and fostered the people, a thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began joining in. But the movement was not confined to the internet and began spreading and eroding the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest, but as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities came to light. By then it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction became their only goal. The strong butchered the weak killed the weakest among them, and soon the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As the violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their actions began to disappear. As the era of regressing to more uncivilized times when senseless deaths were the norm, the media was oversaturated with the deaths to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. By the time the world realized that what it had become, it was too late to stop what had happened. A feeling of immense despair began spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coups d'etats began occurring around the world, a war waged in the name of despair. A war fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain. Just war. Pure war. And because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How could a movement started by high school students progress to such a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is that the existence of a certain organization devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak. A group called the Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they used them for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of society used their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. And with this, they created the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. As long as the ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end. End. Creepy, creepy. My heart was racing in my chest, but my body felt ice cold. I'm as cold as ice, baby. And it wasn't because of this freezing room. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history? This is definitely made up. I mean, is this really true? Then what's happening in the outside world? My family, my friends, my convenience store, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant? What's happened to them? Hey. Are you seriously yelling at a manga? How crazy are you? Who would enjoy reading something like this? Oh my, you don't like manga? A high school student who doesn't like manga. It's like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy. Enough. What's up with this messed up manga? Boo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, I know he said boo-hoo. I thought you'd obviously know such a horrible event that destroyed the world, but were you not to remember that? Such despair. That's the Future Foundation's fault, though. Thanks to them stealing your school memories. The incident that happened during that period has been completely removed from your brains. This incident really happened and I actually forgot about it? There's no way that's possible. How many times do I gotta tell ya? All the clues here are real. Please understand, I'm rooting for ya. If you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it. I just want to help you guys out so you can live well-adjusted lives in the outside world. Whoosh. I see, so that's how it is. That's what he meant by when he said at the beginning. Whoosh. He's so sad. Well, as the headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know. On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate. But on the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay with the outside world. That's what I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you make that decision. Whether you want to leave Jabberwock Island or stay here, whoosh. Okay, you sure to make us feel despair towards the outside world so we'll stay on the island? There's no way I'm going to do what he wants. Despair like that can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. Just like now. Perhaps, no, that's definitely it. Hooray! And I'm leveling up so much more. Whether or not this incident really happened. I'm still sick, you guys. Oh shit. Bleh, that was really phlegmy. What in the world is the Ultimate Despair group? They're devoted to a certain student. You guys know who it is if you watched my first Let's Play. Guided to Hope's Peak Academy. To its destruction. Are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak? Plus, that organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. But if they're known as the Ultimate Despair, they're high school students, right? Well, if they were actually able to do it, then I guess that's why they're called Ultimates. Then are the killings were involved and connected to them as well? It's no use, I'm gonna freeze to death. I'm at my limit, I need to get out of here. Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room. Sweet. Now I got more truth bullets in my pants. Okay. Phew, that was close. I nearly froze to death. So where should I go next? Okay, we went to the bio lab. It looks like the destroyed room and the plant room are both dithered. Can we go to them though? No, they're dithered. Let me try going to the next classroom. Can I go to the first classroom? Yep, I can. We can go to the classroom B now. We're good. And also, if you guys are just joining us, the reason why the screen is all pixely is because it's supposed to be a mindfuck here. Oh, hey, look, we got our bros. Hajime says, Hrr. Okay. No, I should ignore it. I should just pretend I didn't see him. Okay, what up for you, bro? When I went inside this room, that bastard bear was suddenly here. He keeps glancing at me. I wonder why. It's gonna be shitty either way. So I'll let you handle it. There's no way I'm gonna deal with that idiot. I don't want to do that either. Okay, so we got that bro. Okay, I guess I better talk to Monokuma. He's the only other person in here. Why, hello, Hajime. I hope you're doing pleasingly well. Are you pleasingly well? You're pleasingly well, right? What are you doing here? Well, there's another thing. Sorry, I had to look at my microphone, make sure it was fine. I needed to tell you on this floor. Tee-hee-hee. I got bored drawing manga. Can you forgive me for telling you by word of mouth? You should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place, bitch. A high school student doesn't like manga. He's like a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots. I'm getting really fed up with your babbling. Hurry up. What do you need to tell me? Yeah, he just said poo. It's about a key piece of information you've been waiting for so long for. Surprise! It's about Ultimate Despair. Huh? Ahem. Even though you've heard the term Ultimate Despair refers to a group these days, it was originally the title of a high school girl who was the most powerful, evil, most feared person alive. A high school girl? Lady Junko Enoshima. Hooray! Did you know she was really, really evil, Junko Enoshima? As the former Ultimate Despair, she created a despair brimming with charm and humor, and created the Ultimate Despairs. There's an S in there. Pooh, there was only one really horrible person in that group. Hold on a second. I don't know what the Ultimate Despairs are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. There's no way people would join some fucked up organization created by a high school girl. Humans who are obsessed with their philosophies die for that philosophy. For your philosophy die have an uncanny power to attract others. It's a trait shared by many famous leaders throughout history, right? There's nothing strange about it. That holds true for Lady Junko. With her charismatic ability to attract people, yes she did, she even influenced those of the highest echelons of power. Her connections were the main reason that the incident became the tragedy in the first place. So she even recruited people who would have been in a position to neutralize that threat. Then what was their purpose? What? Like I said, why did they cause that incident? It doesn't even make any sense. They had purpose, right? There's no way they'd do what they did without any purpose. It was just Junko. Yeah, it was Junko Enoshima's despair. Huh? For Junko Enoshima, despair isn't about purpose, a set of principles, a way of life, or an instinct. Despair is what defines Junko Enoshima as Junko Enoshima. I'm going to get sick of her name if I say it enough. What are you saying? I'm a stuffed plushie. Hajime is a human. It's exactly like that. Ugh. Snot. Junko Enoshima is full of so much despair that she truly is hopeless. Living, dying, eating, loving. For her, everything is despair. What the hell? With her overwhelming force of personality, Junko recruited the ultimate despairs one by one. She controlled their despair by taking advantage of their love, hate, grudges, anything really. Junko's despair is far more dreadful than any other. That idea has been slammed right into their minds. And so the ultimate despairs who had been recruited became nothing more than Junko's limbs. All despair, whether it was their own or anyone else's, was decided or dedicated to Junko Enoshima. Like believers making offerings to their god, like a mother providing food to her children, they dedicated all despair they could escape from despair, all in Junko Enoshima's name. For example, they killed their families and friends and even destroyed their bodies through relentless mutilation. Fun! And to hopelessly top it off, they completely believed that it was something they had to do. There's no way something like crazy is possible. Do you know about the final days of the Reserve Corps students during the tragedy at Hope's Peak? Final days? Junko has the power to change people's values. This is also true of famous people throughout history. Hey, what do you mean the final days? What happened to the Reserve Department? They fulfilled their role as disposable limbs. Ugh. They believed in what they needed to do. And so the 2,357 students of the Reserve what? Oh my god. And so the 2,357 students of the Reserve Department all committed mass suicide. Fun topics we're going. Mass suicide! All 2,357 students. Shit. Oops. It wasn't all of them. One person was excluded. One person was excluded, huh? Is that me? I don't believe it. There's no way I can believe this. Ultimate despair, Junko Enoshima. It doesn't scare me at all. I mean, Junko Enoshima's already dead. Huh? Oh my god. Look, she's the queen again. Everybody look. The queen is back. Ultimate despair has been added to truth bullets. Oops. Reserve Department has been added to truth bullets. Cool. Are there any Reserve Corps students in the third one? That's what I want to know. Junko Enoshima is already dead. What does that mean? Why does Fuyahiko know about it? Okay, it thinks I'm stupid. Oh, okay, bro. Hey, Fuyahiko, is that true what you said? Junko Enoshima's really dead. What? You didn't see? There was a book called Manga for Morons, Killing School Life in that bloody classroom. A bloody classroom? No, wait. Was that like you said before about the killing school life? Whoosh. We're going to just show the same still shot. Like the killings we were involved in there, the killings that happened at Hope's Peak. As I recall, the mastermind took her own life because the remaining students worked together to defeat her. Yeah, that's what it was. The killing school life ended up failing in the end. As a result, the 6 students who survived managed to escape the academy. But what happened to him? For a manga about killing school life, it was drawn with a lot of silly images and dumb gags. According to that, the mastermind behind it the failed killing school life was Junko Enoshima. The mastermind took her own life, which means Junko Enoshima's dead. Hooray! It turns out the killing school life was part of the whole biggest, most awful whatever incident. Junko took away the memories of former students at Hope's Peak and forced them to kill each other. Former students at Hope's Peak Academy, and she took away their memories. That's just like us! Apparently the whole thing is being filmed by surveillance cameras and broadcast worldwide. There's a limit to being a cruel asshole. The surveillance cameras were they broadcasted the whole thing! The students of Hope's Peak Academy are widely known as the Symbols of Hope. By forcing people to watch these symbols of hope kill each other for the sake of survival, they were trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once. That's messed up! But the messed up plan stopped. Junko Enoshima failed. Junko lost to the students that she placed in her trap, and after being overcome by the despair she created, she took her own life. Then Junko's no more, yeah? Yeah. Nope, Monokuma doesn't agree. Monokuma's not saying shit. No matter how horrible she was, there's no reason to fear someone who's dead. Whether Monokuma's story is true or not doesn't matter. Junko Enoshima isn't alive anymore. Then, who's our enemy? Oh, Monokuma's not saying anything. If Junko Enoshima's already dead, are the rest of the ultimate despairs behind this? Are the followers of Junko carrying out her will? That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, the killings were involved and resembled that killing school life. Well, I don't know who the hell is imitating Junko and making us go through all this, but an imitation is just that, an imitation. If the students of Hope's Academy stop the real deal, there's no way we'll lose to some fakes. but if this is really an imitation, are those surveillance cameras the same too? Whoosh. The cameras all over Jabberwock Island. Whoosh. And the broadcasting to somewhere. The surveillance cameras during the Killing School Life. Whoosh. Oh god. There you go. Killing School Life has been added to Truth favorites. Oh man, updated Junko. Look, she's still dithered, but we know who she is. Oh man, what do you have to say, Monokuma? Man, Hajime, you totally know about that story, huh? What, do you have a problem with that? Well, I really wanted you to read the manga version since I took time to draw it. Oh well, I'll just raise the flag. Flag? What do you mean, raise the flag? What's gonna happen if you do that? One step at a time. You're getting closer to clearing my character route. You're not making any sense again. Now then, I'll give you guys my all. I'll tell you everything I know, including information on the outside and the inside. I'll raise them flags like crazy. Whoosh. Okay. Sounds good. Time to explore some more, guys. Hooray! Uh-oh, we just warped to the 4th floor and... Huh? It changed to a different hallway again. It's so sudden. What's going on? What's to make some... No, I've already decided. I'm not going to be surprised. That's right, there's no time for me to get surprised at something like that. Oh god. Let's talk to Akane. She says nothing. Oh, she's getting all blurry. Akane's twitching her nose like a beast, examining her surroundings. Hey, what happened? Well, you know, it's just my gut, but I feel someone's getting closer. Huh? What do you mean? Who? I don't know, it's just my gut after all. Yep, it's just his gut. But still, her gut is pretty impressive. For some reason, it's strangely intuitive. And Monokuma did say something about the main cast coming. It's surprising, but her gut must be correct again this time. Okay, sounds good. So we can go to the... Oh, we can't go to that area. Can we go to the headmaster's room? Nope, we can't. Looks like we can go talk to the piano room. I did like the art room. What the fuck is with the floating cube? Why is there a floating cube in the sky? Whatever. To the music hall. And yes, I'm making that joke that my audio is getting distorted when it keeps distorting the screen. Okay, now there's a big glitch in the middle of the room. What the fuck? This looks like the music room. Muh. I feel like I can see something strange. Monument and piano. Let's talk to the monument first. It looks like some sort of monument. Why is there a monument in the music room? And not just that, the mark engraved on the monument is the symbol of Future Foundation, right? Shit. Below that symbol, there's a short passage engraved. To combat the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy were among the many who established the Future Foundation. Great. Huh? The Future Foundation was established by the graduates of Hope's Peak? Aren't they known as World Ender? This is completely different. Monokuma completely made it up. There you go. We've been killing members of the original Hope's Peak then. Because, whoops. Piano. There's a very nice looking grand piano. It might be valuable. Ibuki might have been able to play on this thing. She didn't know how to play guitar, so... Okay, we got a glitchy wall. Surveillance camera. There you go, surveillance camera. Who's watching us? What the hell? What else? What about, oh, the floating hologram? That's what I'm supposed to look at? What's this? Words are floating in midair. This is like a hologram, right? The floating letters are forming a sentence. It looks like a passage from an email. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have obtained information of a person who claims to be a survivor of Hope's Peak Academy. Upon further investigation, there are a total of 15 survivors. You may be wondering about the number of people at this time. If they're survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, it's possible that they may be targeted by ultimate despair. We believe that we should acquire them and place them in our care as soon as possible. Though I don't believe the group can go that far without Junko and Oshima rallying them. In a worst-case scenario, we must prevent a repeat of the Killing School Life. Also, if they're survivors of Hope's Peak, we should expect them to be quite valuable to us. However, we are still investigating the details of their origins, and we haven't located them either. We will continue investigating this matter. Also regarding a separate matter, we have received report from a research facility on Jabberwock Island. Preparation H has been completed. It seems we can proceed with the experimental phase of Neo World Program. Survivors of Hope's Peak. 15 students. Is that about us? Excluding Chiaki, who was part of Future Foundation. There were definitely 15 of us, but what does survivors mean? It looks like they're talking from some other world. What happened outside Jabberwock Island? Is if the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is really true, then the world isn't normal anymore, maybe. I'm starting to feel like we might be better off not remembering the memories we've lost. Ooh. Academy survivors has been out of truth bullets. Cool. I guess there's all the clues in this room. It's finally confirmed that Future Foundation is on our side. At least, they were founded by the graduates of Hope Tree Academy, and they took us in to protect us. But if that's true, Chiaki should have made it clear to us. No, as long as Monokuma was around, she probably couldn't say anything carelessly. Monokuma, if he is the Future Foundation's enemy, then the true identity must be the ultimate despairs who caused the biggest, most awful, most tragic, most crazy event in human history. The ones who are carrying out this and with the will of Junko are making us go through with this. Also, they caught my attention in this email too. What is this research facility on Jabberwock Island mentioned in the email? What's that all about? The only Future Foundation facility we found was at the ancient ruin. There's no way that that's the research facility. If there really is a research facility on this island, there should have been another Future Foundation members here. Somehow, there are still so many mysteries. Cool. I'm going to pause again as soon as I'm on the other side of this wall. I'm still on the 4th floor. On the next part of Danganronpa 2, we are going to explore some more and get more truth bullets. What I'm hoping is that I will be able to record up to the final class trial today, and then record the class trial on my next day off, and then boom, 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 we'll be done with this shit. So I will see you guys in the next part of Danganronpa 2. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next wife.